Good evening. Welcome to On the Road with Doc Pritchett. I'm here this evening with some great individuals. We're going to talk about education. But more important, before we get started, I want to give a special thanks to my wife and my granddaughter who's watching this show this evening. And we're going to do the best we can do. I wish she was here with me, but we're going to make it happen anyway. But anyway, sit back and enjoy this fine program we have planned for you this evening. To my far right here, I have the superintendent, and his real name is Dr. Dolan Dusty Blakey.
Yes, that is it.
Okay, and to his right, we have Lori Durr, and she is the innovative and performance management person for the Colonial School District. And to our far, far right, we have Mr. Pete Latta, who is the director for the schools. That would be all the schools. Half of them, okay. So you have an assistant.
No,
We
I
have-
have a co-director.
Yes,
and
we have
another
two.
director of
Oh, okay, okay. Well, in any event, I'm happy to have you with us this evening.
Thank you.
And we're going to give an opportunity to talk about that great school district, the Colonial School District. And if you could just go back and tell us some of the things that took place throughout the school year or during the summer. But we'll start with the superintendent and Dr. Blakey.
Well, thanks for having us. We in Colonial, we really are proud of what we've done and what we are heading to do and what we're trying to accomplish. I took over on July 1st.
Okay.
Dr. Lynn, my predecessor, did a great job leaving a foundation focused on academic achievement, student academic achievement,
Yes.
and collaboration and really bringing the parties together. And our focus here now is to build upon that and to reach out into the community and really create that triangular partnership between ourselves and the school district, the community, and the student so that we all collectively together can help all of our students achieve.
Okay.
And I brought with me Dr. Durr and Mr. Leiter. They have been intimately involved in Mr. Leiter with the summer programs and Dr. Durr with a variety of different other programs that we've got around the district at William Penn and outside of the Colonial School District with the Brink, which is, she can tell you about it, but it's a collaborative effort between ourselves and Brandywine, the Newcastle County VOTEC, and Indian River. And I'll leave that to Dr. Durr to talk a little bit about, but we are really proud of some of the things that we've got going, and like I said, we're only just beginning. We're really looking to build upon the foundation that we have.
Okay, what about your parent involvement piece? Have you decided which way you're going to go with that?
Well, you know, that's a challenge. And one of the things that we realize is that in order to get all of our parents involved, we're going to have to go out into the community.
Yes.
That is going to be a key component and do a better job of going out into the community and actually, instead of expecting everyone to come to us all the time, actually go into the community and do some things in the community to get parents really involved.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a bigger focus that we're going to have as the year progresses and as we move forward is really a community presence. And that hopefully will help that partnership between the school and the community and rebuild that community base that I think has kind of been lost with some of the other charter schools and the kind of movement that has taken place. I think Colonial has lost some of that community camaraderie, community spirit, and we
Yes.
want to rebuild that.
Okay, now do you have community coordinators, community school coordinators?
We don't currently, but that is one position that we'd like to create as we move forward down the road.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we'll call it, but it'll be someone who actually is based in the community that will be the one who connects the community to the schools and helps us bridge that gap that exists right now.
Okay. Well, that sounds like something that we need to talk about.
Well, we will definitely talk.
Not me personally, but I just think that that's very important. That is really the main start, getting parent involvement. And then that tends to support everything that you're doing.
Right.
And I know that you guys did that somewhat last year as well, but it's nothing new for you.
Right. No,
Yeah.
no. We've really got to continue to work on that and,
Yeah.
and just really reach back into the community so that the community, the mindset changes. That they have to understand that we need to be a team and work together to be able to make sure all of our students have access to the great things that are going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, now we're going to move to your right and talk with Dr. Durr. You know, you mentioned, you know, doing programs in the with the school district, but going more importantly out, looking at partnerships. And maybe Dr. Durr can talk to us about some of your innovative things that you're doing and how you're managing to make sure that all of the partners that you have chosen and how they're interacting with your district.
It's been a focus of ours for a while, and we've been really pleased with the number of people that have wanted to get involved with Colonial. Since the last time we were here, we had 2-3 partners, and that has grown to, we're close to 13, 14 partners now, and
That's
we're
excellent.
Really pleased. It really helps with student engagement, and it helps with the relevance with students and their learning. And so, I mean, being in the real world and in the businesses, they certainly can help and consult us on how do we make what they're learning in school come alive.
Yes.
Giving kids opportunities for to visit the businesses, shadow people in the business so they really understand why they're learning what they're learning.
Sure.
Some of the businesses have provided internships for our students over the summer. It's just been invaluable. We also have the mentoring program that from several of our business partners. And so just having someone from the outside just show how much they care and help them in ways that will give them better opportunities in school and beyond.
Well, that sounds good. I know that there's several schools, and particularly charter schools, that are about to come on board, and you mentioned giving them an opportunity to work in certain businesses, and I think that's critical. And I'm happy to hear that that's one of the things that you're doing. Is there any other exciting things that you have innovatively planned for the new school year?
Well, one of the things we're trying to do too is to connect to parents to all this, as you had mentioned about the parent involvement.
Yes.
And so one of the ways that that we're trying to do that is through our new blended learning initiative that we have been working on in technology. And so bringing in ways for parents to connect. So we know a lot of parents are involved with social media. So being able to connect parents and keep them up to date, it's easy for us to do that now with social media and having opened that up in the district, because a lot of parents will check their phones very quickly. Most of our parents have the phones that can connect. But we're also, our new learning management system for students, we're moving in an area where students will be learning part of the time online and in class. They're not missing school, but they can be connected in ways. Well, parents can be connected to us also through that, so they have real-time understanding of what kids are learning, and kids can keep track better of what they're doing, and they can connect, and teachers and parents can connect. So it's another way that we're trying to reach out and make sure that our parents are involved.
That's an excellent point. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys use the educational channel? Or are you able to use the educational channel in Newcastle County? I thought it was reaching out to all the districts.
So,
just a question.
Yeah.
It might not
so
be.
it's been in the discussions.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll talk about that at another
well,
time.
It's been in the discussions, but yeah, I mean, absolutely, that is a way for us to connect, and it's another thing we should be involved in. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking, not
No,
that you have to
No,
do
it is. It's
I'm just saying.
it's another avenue, and we've got to look into every avenue
Yes.
possible to connect with our community and our families.
Well, you also have Channel 28. You have my show, and I will surely do that for you guys. Anytime you need it, I'm available to do that, as long as it's the second Sunday of each month.
Well, we greatly appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
do.
Thank
so
you.
That's something I'll do for you. You don't even have to worry about it. Okay, Mr. Lauder,
All right.
talk to me about those wonderful middle schools and high schools and elementary schools.
Well, I'll focus on our summer programs that we're just wrapping up. That actually the planning started last January and prepping for this coming summer, and we're excited to think about how we were programming for kids in the summer in a much different way than we had in the past. We took a traditional summer program that really focused on remediation at the elementary and the middle school level, and offered it to students that across the spectrum, so whether or not they were struggling or an advanced learner, because we really felt it was important to keep them engaged all year long, just at the same rate as our kids that were struggling. So we worked, and I'm going to focus in on with the elementary group first. So we worked with our elementary principals, and we decided that we were going to focus on science and a STEM focused program for our elementary students. And we basically adopted or purchased kits, science kits, for each grade level, 1st through 5th, for students to use, and that's one of our more engaging programs and really relevant to the kids' learning, and connected with the next generation science standards. And we had our teachers then, curriculum planners we called them, take that curriculum and then connect it with Common Core for ELA and math standards. And so we basically had a full-blown program, half-day program, for our 1st through 5th grade students entering 1st through 5th grade in elementary school. This was a whole new opportunity for our kids than we've had in the past. For middle school, we focused on mathematics and ELA, and individualizing instruction so that those students would accelerate throughout the summer as well. And then in the high school, we had our traditional credit recovery program, and we had about 125 students participate in that program this summer, which is great because it gives the students an opportunity who were otherwise struggling to get back on track in order to graduate with their classmates. And then we had a traditional LEACH and extended school year program for our students with special needs. And for those students, it's a very specific program that's individualized for those students based on their IEP goals and objectives. And the probably the most unique thing that we did this year, or two unique things I'm going to say. The first was our William Penn summer camps. We had never had summer camps at William Penn in the past, and they were 1-week summer camps that we offered to students that were entering 5th through 9th grade, and we had classes in culinary arts, art, music, graphic design, and students paid to participate, their families paid to participate, a nominal fee basically to cover the cost of the camp. The feedback that we received from families was absolutely outstanding for those programs. And then most recently, we just wrapped up at 6 of our elementary schools, 6 of the 8, we wrapped up our kindergarten camps, which was focused on students entering kindergarten this year as a way for them to get their foot in the door, to learn a little bit about the kids before they began their educational careers in Colonial. And they met with the kindergarten teachers, not necessarily theirs, but as many as we could get into the schools at this time of year. And we have actually 2 schools next week that are having theirs, Pleasantville and Cary Downey. So we're really excited about the variety of opportunities that we were able to put forth for kids across all grade levels and all academic areas, to meet the needs of families. And the total numbers were about 1,300 students participated in some type of summer program this year, which is in comparison to probably 400 or 500 last year.
That's excellent.
So we're really excited about that.
I was thinking about that. I saw on the paper earlier, I guess it was in maybe May, or maybe been sooner than that, your culinary arts program at the high school. It was very impressive. Yes. It really was. And I see now you're letting the young kids become actively involved with something like that during the summer. Yeah. That's great.
It's outstanding. And you speak of the culinary arts, my own 2 boys participated in the culinary camp this summer. They 2 weeks ago, and they had a really terrific time. Came home and had cherry pie that they had cooked.
Oh yeah, they could throw it down for you.
And it was really outstanding. So it worked well for us too.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. You see, parents need to really get on board with something like that. And see, the more the parents are involved with the academic programs and programs like that, really it makes it so much easier for the staff to work with them, and then it ties the parents, and they know that they're part of the school. They can come in and and help out and assist in any way that they can. Of course, going through the director and superintendent and so forth, but that's a good start, and I'm happy to hear that you open the doors to work with young people in that area.
Yeah.
That's so important.
It's great, and you know, I mean, that's one of those things about education that you don't always hear about what we do in the summer, and this is one of those things that we were able to do in the summer too. So very
That's
excited
great.
about
You
that.
guys got to toot your horn because you're doing great things there, and it's good that you do that, and I'm happy that you're on here, that you can tell your story.
Thank you.
Because that's critical. Getting back to the superintendent, can you tell me a little bit about your philosophy and why you're going to try and implement some of your programs for the 2014-2015 school year?
Well, philosophically, we know that we really have to, kind of to the point Mr. Leiter made, even in terms of kindergarten, our whole overall philosophy is really making sure that we offer our children educational opportunities. To Dr. Doerr's point, making those business contacts and business connections so that students really understand the value of education as they go, and there's a real world connection. It's relevant, something that we can make sure that our students are productive students from K to 12. And so we're really trying to get out in front of the curve on some of these issues in terms of having their kindergarten camps. Our first 2 days of school, we're actually structuring our kindergarten, so A through L comes the first 2 days, and then I guess M through Z, thank you. M through Z comes the second 2 days, so that each of our kindergarten cohorts really have an opportunity to go through the day and really understand without it being a full classroom of students.
Right.
And we'll transition our students that way, so they got a chunk last week or this week coming, then they get a couple of days to acclimate themselves and to really get started and then to move forward. And the other piece that we really need to focus on, or will focus on as we move forward, is making sure that our kids are coming prepared. We know that if we're really going to have to invest and put our money where our mouth is on the front end, because if we don't, we'll end up paying for it on the back end.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we're looking at doing is making sure that we really focus in on the early grades and early education, so that our students are prepared to be able to transition from grade to grade to grade. One of the things that we're really focusing and looking in on is the transitions from elementary school to middle school to high school, because those are very important transition times of our students' lives, and we're really starting to step back, look at the data, tell us what the data is, and planning for it so that we're able to really make an impact for our students educationally and personally as well.
Well, it's great, that you're getting this opportunity to tell it to the parents in particular, and to the young people. We know that without an education, you really can't go anywhere.
Right.
And there are things that are going to come up throughout the school year in every district. I just returned from Georgia, and they started school there, and there's so many school districts there. But you start off, you plan things, and sometimes things don't go right.
Right.
But you're prepared to deal with it. And I think, particularly your district, you guys have reached out to the community for a number of years. You really have. And every time I come over there to talk about doing something or to even get involved with helping you guys, I'm going to do that. And I think all the districts have a plan, but some districts, more open than others. And I appreciate the fact that you took the time to come on here on a Sunday evening. That shows me and it tells me that you guys are serious about getting ready for the school year and preparing your programs for those students. One question I would like to share and ask you, do you have any expectations for your staff?
Well, clearly we have expectations for our staff. One of the things that we have talked about and we talk about a lot is making sure that we become experts at Common Core.
Yes.
That is the bread and butter that our state has adopted, that much of the United States has adopted. Mm-hmm. And we want our teachers to be expert at Common Core. This way they'll be able to trickle down, once they know their content and they know it like a champ, they will then be able to trickle down and really be able to deliver meaningful lessons to all of our students. And it won't be shooting at the middle or shooting at the top or the bottom, but we're delivering to all of our students. And so that's the number one charge that we have, is we're going to kind of pare down all of the things that we've been doing with a very fine focus on having our teachers become expert content knowledge-wise with Common Core, and then we use our professional learning communities to really talk about, assess, and to really look at some of the things that they're doing so they can continue to hone their skills, which then will ultimately trickle down to the students, and so that delivery that they're getting will be top-notch deliveries.
Yeah,
So that's kind of the short version of where we're going this coming school year, along with all the things that we've already talked about, blended learning and some of the variety of programming. We really started and got out front of some of the early stuff. We started planning back in January,
Oh, yes.
as Mr. Lyda said, about some of the different things for the summer, because we're trying to get out in front of some things. We really know that our community, in order for us to build that community, we need to make sure we are our ears to the ground, so we really understand what our community wants and needs to be able for us to deliver a product that's going
That
to be
sounds
successful.
good to me. And see, the good part about it is the three of you were working this year, so you know pretty much most of your meetings are tied in with the superintendent. So I knew that because I worked up in that area. So you can take those visions and pretty much mold and shape the way
Yes.
you want. And so that's the good part about it. The fact that you were chosen to become the superintendent. And some people say, oh, you know, he's young, don't have any experience. But you're there, they don't know how it works on the inside. You're always at the meetings, you see what's going to be on the agenda, you know what's at the board agenda, and those kinds of things. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to say, you know, I've heard this before. I know now I'm going to do those things. So I'm very proud of all three of you. And I just think that you're off to a good start. You have some great things planned. And I'm saying to the parents, please get involved. And I know the philosophy is if you don't come to the school, they're going to come to you. And so they'll be going to probably different places, set up time to talk about what you're doing for the year. So it makes it so much easier for you as the superintendent and the directors to be able to work as a team. And, you know, parents are part of that team.
Correct.
And this makes it so much easier. So I've learned a lot just sitting here with you.
Well, thank you.
And I flew back from Atlanta, Georgia to make sure I could be here tonight.
Well, we greatly
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you. Thanks. This is great.
Yeah, so any closing remarks from any of you?
No, I just want to thank you very much for the opportunity to be here tonight. And we appreciate
Oh,
sharing our story, and we look forward to coming back.
Oh, yes. Anytime you want to come on, as long as the second Sunday of each month, my wife and I, she's the boss, and I don't think she'd mind me saying this, we'll work with you.
Well, appreciate being a friend of Colonial. You certainly have over the
Yes,
years.
absolutely, absolutely. So I guess with that,
Well, I have one thing a shameless plug I want to put in.
go right ahead.
Parents, if you have not registered your
Yes,
child
thank
for
you.
kindergarten or school in general, but specifically kindergarten, our doors are open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and we need you to register your kids for kindergarten. As long as your child is age 5 before September 1, they're eligible and they should be attending kindergarten. So if they haven't registered, please register. They can call any of the schools or stop by the district office and get any information they want. If they go on our website, they can find out all the materials they need for registration. And so we work with them to make sure that we get their child registered for school. But that's the important thing, that we get them registered sooner than later.
All right, that's great. Well, I'm sure the parents are going to take advantage of it and make sure they get over to the Colonial School District office or any of the schools and get that done. It's really important that we do that. And anything I can do to help you, we'll do that for you as well.
Well, thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
We
Thank you.
greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Well, you know, it's always going to be that way.
So, thank you.